Well, welcome to another live stream. It's good to have you guys with me. It looks like there's one or two people in the chat already. I see Doug. I don't see anybody else. So this may be a new record for me, but maybe it's the topic. Who knows? But welcome. It is Tuesday. I am Keith. This is Life Journey Production Studios, and I'm talking with my hands. Let me hit record here. And looks like we're on the air. I think it's just you, Doug. So let me know if everything is 5x5. Let me just look at the audio levels here right now and me talking. And it looks good, like we have decent audio levels. So got lots of stuff to cover tonight. We got a couple things to unbox. It's right above my thumb right there. So I'll be going to get those here after the introduction. But thank you, Doug. It sounds good. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and put chat on the air. I am just flying around. This particular live stream tonight just has some more pieces to the puzzle here. Let me put this on the air right now. I do have chat only enabled. So also, if we do get some people in here tonight, it would be great just to have Q in front of your questions. Good to see you, Tony. So I'm going to go ahead and say hi here in a second. But again, I have this here just to remind you that if you're chatting between each other, I do want to read those as well during the night. But if you have a specific question that you want me to answer while I'm live, then I do want to address those. So just put a Q colon in front of it. That'll help me see it really quickly in the chat. If we don't have a lot of people here tonight, then it's not going to matter. But I do have subscriber only chat enabled. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you are watching tonight, please hit the subscribe button. 1 minute later, you'll be able to chat with us. And then if you're not happy with the YouTube channel, you just unsubscribe. But I hope you stay with us and enjoy chatting on Tuesday nights. Part of the reason I'm live and not doing a lot of uploaded videos these days is because I'm focusing on live here on YouTube because I love the interaction, and we'll talk more about that as the spring progresses. So let's go ahead and say hi here. It's good to have you, Doug. It's good to have you, Tony. So the two guys in the front row seats, that's pretty cool. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy lives and schedules to join me in the live streams. So tonight we are going to look at, we've been talking a little bit about the RØDE Wireless Go 2. And I said a few weeks ago that we would do some audio tests. I have one of the wireless Go 2 transmitters on right now. I also borrowed from one of my good friends and clients the new DJI Mic 2 kit. And there is some differences. We're going to talk about that tonight after we do a little bit of unboxing for my Wireless Go 2 kit. So we're going to look at that. I also brought with me tonight my DJI original kit. It's right there. It'll light up, which is one of the cool things. You open the case and they sync. You pull it all out and they're ready to go. So I'll talk about the differences between the DJI Kit 1 and Kit 2, which is right here. And you can see there's quite a bit of difference, and we'll do some comparison later on these two. But we're going to do some sound testing. So you're going to be able to hear the Wireless Go 2 mics. I do not have the Pro kit, so we're going to be comparing the Wireless Go 2, which I can connect directly. Two of these I can connect directly to my Rodecaster Pro 2. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to listen to the sound. We're also going to talk about the value of a 32-bit float recorded file. I'm going to open them up in Adobe Premiere. We're going to bring them into Adobe Audition tonight later. And we're going to look very closely at the waveform and see the difference between 24-bit that has peaks in it or clipping in it. And we're going to look at a 32-bit float recording and the peaks in it. And we're going to take a deep dive up close. I've already used one of the new DJI Wireless Kit 2, which has 32-bit float recording. The rest of these do not. My original DJI Mic Kit does not, as well as my Wireless Go 2. They do not have 32-bit float recording. The new RØDE Wireless Pro does have 32-bit float recording, and so we'll talk about that. lots of things now are transferring files at 32-bit, like the Rodecaster Pro, so that if you do have a 32-bit recording, or if you are using a 32-bit file, then most devices are starting to transfer files at 32-bit, and that's an option in the Rodecaster Pro too, but it does not record at 32-bit float. From what I've been able to find out, it records at 24-bit because that matches most of the mics you're going to plug in, like the DJI kit. And so again, and 32-bit float recording, we'll talk a little bit more about what that is and where you're going to find it in these devices, where you're not going to find it in those devices. So first, we're going to do some unboxing after we quit saying hello and our opening tonight. But I wanted you guys to know where we are headed tonight in the live stream. So again, we're going to be comparing the audio in the new DJI Mic 2 and the DJI Mic Kit 1, as well as the wireless Go 2 mic, which I have one on right here, but you guys are hearing my SM7B, which is a Shure mic. So I have a Sennheiser above me. I have, I have a Rode above me. I have a Shure right here. I have Rode wireless here. I have DJI mics here. So there's lots of different mics. And again, I have the wireless Go 2 transmitter on, and you'll be hearing that tonight in comparison to the rest of these. And I also ordered some new things, and so we're going to unbox those. But let's finish saying hello tonight to everybody that's in here. So it's good to have you, Jay, and got a chance to be a part of a lot of your stream last night. Jay was live last night. Great conversation. For me, he was talking about the larger consoles that some of the professional TV, sports companies, both freelance as well as the networks, have a tendency to use compared to like ATEM minis. Maybe we'll get a chance to chat a little bit about that. But go over and watch TVJ's live stream last night. I think you'll enjoy it if you want to know kind of how the consoles are in those type venues or in events and what they're using. So a lot of those things are in trailers or trucks. Jay's gets to be a part of that world. And so his live stream last night was quite interesting. It's good to see you here, Freddie, as always. It's good to have you. Says, my Tuesday, let's see, hi. And my Tuesday family, I can't stay tonight. We'll have a training with Eric War. Just want to say hello and wish you a great show. I will watch later. Well, I'd love to hear more in an email about what you're training, but that's really cool. So, and thank you, Freddie, for asking us to remember to hit the like button. So if you guys like to do that, that would be great. Yeah, and Tony is saying that he thoroughly enjoyed TVJ's last night's stream on consoles or switchers. And so it was good. I wish I could have been there for the end. I'm going to try to watch what I missed last night. I had a big family gathering last night. So we had an interesting thing happen to us, and I'll talk about that after I get a chance to make sure we're all caught up here in the chat. Let me look in my phone as well. And it looks like we are caught up in the chat. So maybe some more people will join us as we're live. We'll get started here in about 5 minutes unboxing. But last night, believe it or not, or yesterday afternoon, I was over doing some research on subwoofers. Yamaha is having a big sale right now. And so some of the mobile subs that I want to use for outdoors and some indoor events are all on sale. And so I'm still debating what I'm going to get. As always, Jay, you're welcome for that shout out. It's authentic. I enjoyed it last night. So anyway, I was over sitting across from my good friend, Jeremy Voss, who has been in the industry, working at a music store. Now he does sound install. So he now works for their sound company, which is attached to the same building. And I was sitting across from my good friend, Jeremy. We've known each other for a long time. He's got a 25-year certificate on his shelf. And we were sitting there just talking about some of the things that I've kind of reignited in my brain for music production and mixing for live. A lot of my experience mixing towards the latter part of my last 25 years has been in a studio. So mixing, mastering, setting up microphones, but all in a kind of a controlled environment, right? You could just record vocals if you wanted to, just a lead guitar. You could reamp a lead guitar, and so you can do a lot of one-offs, and then you have total control over editing it. And if you don't like the takes, you just re-record another one. But I've been doing some live sound, and that means you get one shot at it. And so I was looking at these speakers, and I'm telling you that backstory because Jeremy and I were really having a good conversation, and suddenly my phone rang, and it was one of my family members. And come to find out, there was a shooting at my grandchildren's elementary school. My daughter and two of my grandkids were in lockdown inside that school. Shooting took place at the back parking lot. And then my other granddaughter and one of my relatives were on the playground after school. So it was right after school let out. And they heard the shots and took off running. And so as I was sitting there yesterday, I got that phone call from my family member letting me know that. And so it was quite a crazy night last night. And it reminds me that the reality is we live in a world that is slightly crazy at times. And all we can do is respond to it the best we can. So last night, when I got home from my walk, which I was tuning into TVJ's live stream, I got a chance to have my family come over shortly after that. So we gathered everybody that was involved in this event, and we met in my house. We talked about it. We talked to our grandchildren. We encouraged our kids. My daughter who was there, they were all safe. No one in my family was hurt. As far as we know, one or two people were hurt. The news is still sketchy, and I've been in the studio all day today, so I haven't had a chance to read any of the things that popped up on my phone from family. But my wife is out right now with my granddaughter who was also in lockdown at that elementary school, and they're out shopping for her birthday. And I'm only saying this as we wait for more people to pop in here. And again, it's good to have you, Marcus. And I will talk about that question here in a minute, finish my thought here. So I'm amazed at the world we live in. And I know people tune in from, like Freddie's from Venezuela, and there's all kinds of people that have tuned in my channel from Australia, different places in the world. I have been places like Canada and South America, Dominican Republic, Mexico, Canada, different places. I'm not really a world traveler. My second oldest son has been all around the world, both as a Marine in the Middle East as well as traveling for security companies. So he and I have talked many times about some of the things he experienced, but it's amazing to me that those kind of things can happen right here in my backyard, and that there's still those kind of things happening here in the United States and around the world. So I just wanted to give a shout out tonight to the family and to the shooting victims and to all of the kids and parents that were all involved in this, because this took place right at the end of a school day. Parents were all lined up, picking up their kids. People had walked to the elementary school, and all this transpired when all of that mass was all in one place. Even though it took place in the back of the building, everybody was impacted, and many parents were in lockdown. In our area, all the schools locked down in that city. So West Richland, all those schools locked down, and the police were pursuing a shooter, and it was a crazy night for us as a family. So anyway, Marcus, thanks for saying hello first. We'll get back to your question here. Thank you, Doug. I am very excited that my family is fine. And, but my heart goes out to everybody that was impacted. And there was a loss of life at this tragic event. And it was a para teacher. I forget what the role is, but my grandkids all knew who she was. And anyway, it was tragic. Good to have you, David, tonight. All the way from Australia. I was just talking about last night's craziness at the elementary school where my grandkids go. There was a shooting, and crazy. So thank you as well, Tony, for that. I am very ecstatically blessed that there were angels watching over my family, and no students were hurt. It was a family, family issue on the grounds in the back parking lot. And so anyway, Amber Alerts last night. So it was crazy. Tim Morrow, it's great to have you from down under Melbourne, Australia. And, one of these days I want to take a trip to Australia. Shannon and I are planning a trip in January, but thank you, Jay, for that as well. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people in the world. In fact, our borders are being crushed with people coming across the border because so many people believe in the American dream. I believe in the American dream, and it's not the only place dreams come true, obviously. And some people say it's Disney, but there's lots of places in the world where dreams come true, and you've had your dreams come true. But it just goes to show you that we need to really, really understand that in this day and age, we need to be ready to deal with whatever the world throws at you. And so I will say this, and I'm not going to talk about this anymore because I want to get into tonight's topic, which is comparing the DJI older mic kit, which I have, which is a single receiver with 2 transmitters, and it's wireless, 2.4 gigahertz, excuse me. And then this is the new kit that I borrowed from one of my best friends, and he just purchased this for what he's doing. And so I asked if I could borrow it tonight. And then my kit I've been putting together, which is a wireless Go 2. Then we're going to talk about 32-bit float, take a close look at that. So you're going to enjoy that. It's going to be later in today's live stream, not because I'm trying to hold you here for that. It's just because it fits after we do the audio testing. Then we're going to look at a 32-bit float recorded file from the DJI kit. The new kit is called the 2 kit. There's the 1 and then there's the 2, and it does have 32-bit float recording built into it. So we're going to look at a file that was recorded that I was able to get to clip, and then at 24-bit, and then I did another recording at 32-bit float, and I got it to clip, tried to keep the volume of my voice really equal. So we're going to look at those files, and we're going to talk about, is it really a big deal? 24-bit, 32-bit float, is it really that great in all of these devices? You guys are going to get a chance to look close at WAV files tonight. That should be cool. But before we do that, let me just say hi to last people here. I think I've caught everybody here. And then I have a question up here that I want to address before we dive in. Just got to find it again. Here it is. Marcus is saying, there's no way, I guess, of connecting the DJI Mic Kit to the RCP2 without the need for both the transmitter and the receiver, like is in the case with the connection of the wireless RØDE SB. Yeah. So we'll talk a little bit about what you can do with this kit, and there are some unique features, but this is not going to work in conjunction. Like I do have this transmitter. I'll pull it off here. This transmitter right here is hooked up to my Rodecaster Pro 2, and I don't need to use the receiver, and that's not going to happen if you use DJI mics. So if you really want to go this route, they have a new handheld microphone that I'm going to add to my kit. It's a professional level, about $250, $260. It acts like one of these. You can connect it to the receivers that go with all these kits. You can also connect it to the Rodecaster Pro 2. The new Duo, and I believe their little video streaming device. Well, it doesn't stream, but it's designed to use Rodecaster Pro pads and effects and audio filters, and it's a 1-channel interface, but it also has video pass-through, so you can get all that good audio onto your HDMI video and then run that into either an ATEM or into your computer, and then stream through OBS or all of the software that's available once you get the video into your laptop or your PC or your Macintosh. So this is connected, so we're going to test the sound of this and let you listen to it. Obviously, these tests are going to be things going from my Rodecaster Pro into my ATEM, into the live. I do want to do an A/B test tomorrow in the studio, just using recordings. So I'm going to upload that video. So some of the things you're going to hear tonight, you can hear again tomorrow when I get a chance to get the video done. I'm just going to basically test this mic versus the DJI 1 kit and the new kit. I'm going to do recording 24-bit, 32-bit, and lets you hear what those sound like in comparison. And that's all that video is going to be, just a audio look. So hopefully that answers your questions, Marcus. So it would be cool if somehow we could use these other wireless transmitters in the Rodecaster Pro 2, but for obvious reasons, Rode is not allowing that. And but there are some Bluetooth features built into the new DJI kit, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So let me set this back on the body here, get rid of my little magnet, and we'll go get the new stuff and unbox it. So first of all, let me see if I have my camera ready here. Let's turn this off the air. Yeah, it looks like that'll work. So I'm going to set this Rodecaster Pro out of my way. My keyboard. And then let's clean up a bit here. I'll be right back. Let's change microphones here. Testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2, test. Okay, so you guys still have audio. Let me go over to the table. I'm now using the Wireless Go 2. Lets me be hands-free, gets the mic out of the way. So let me go get some cool stuff. So I have a couple things here to unbox. And before I do that, I just want to say I did get the clip and put it on. The way the clip works, it's got a little metal attachment right here, and I'll show it. I did this unboxing last week, I believe, and then I love the fact that if you wear this in reverse, you can hide it with the magnet that comes with the clip. There's like a metal piece that goes over that's got all of this logo stuff on it. Very bright. I don't like that, but I like to hide it like that. And so if I do wear this on the outside of my shirt or just clip it in my pocket, I can literally hide that logo, which I think is really cool. So they sell just the magnet clip and the metal piece that goes on the clip on the back of the Lav Go 2. But this kit has a number of different clips, and that's what we're going to unbox. And then I bought the SC16, which is C to C, USB-C to C. And then I've ordered the one that goes from Lightning to USB-C. And I wanted to get the ones directly from, even though it's my own money, I wanted to get the ones directly from Rode because I'm really trying to buy all Rode equipment. I did, where is it at here? I did buy this cable and I tried to use it. It's Lightning to USB-C, and I unboxed this. But I couldn't get this plugged into my phone and get it to work as a receiver from the Wireless Go to receiver. It's USB-C, and then my phone is Lightning, and I couldn't get this cable to work. So I ordered the official SC15. This is the 16. So this is just USB-C to USB-C. So if you want to plug it into the USB-C port in your laptop or your PC or your Mac, then you'd use this one from the Wireless Go receiver to your computer. And I wanted to get the official cable, and then I have the other one coming. So let's go to Super Source here, and I was running a little bit behind, so I'm not quite set up here. So let me change what is in box 2 here to my PC, and then we'll switch over to this. I'm going to clean up the mess here and organize this before I cut. There we go. You guys should still have good audio. And I'm going to look into this camera, and it's a little dark because I did lower this light right here. So I apologize. It's not super bright. So we're just going to unbox this and unbox this. We're not going to take a lot of time, but I'll take you around the boxes. This, again, is designed to go from, let me pull it out here. I'll pull the transmitter out here, or the receiver. So here is the receiver, and really want some more light on the table here, so let me bring this up real quick. There it is. Okay, so stand by. Okay, a little more light. So on the side of the box, on the back of the box, and got logos everywhere. And again, you're going to destroy these boxes when you open them up, so keep that in mind. So, and that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to destroy this thing because they have everything glued up, so you're not going to send this back. And inside is this single cable, and it's ridiculously priced, so keep that in mind. So you will definitely be supporting RØDE's research if you buy one of these cables. And these are hard to get open too. It's a little wrapping, so let me throw that away. So that's all it is. It has this little thing right here. I forget what these are called, but they do help the signal. So you have USB-C corner bracket on that side and USB-C on that side. And you can see it's only about that far over. So it's not super long. You can see that. So that's going to go from, and I could probably just do like this, plug it in, snaps in, and then this side would go into my PC. Or if you had the newer, and I'm going to upgrade, that's why I bought this, upgrade to the newer iPhone 14 and 15s, mine's a 13, then you'll have USB-C, and a lot of other phone companies have USB-C, but this is the receiver, and it comes with two of these, or you can buy a kit that comes with two of these. And of course, I'm talking with my mic on the floor. What a professional move. Sorry about that. Let me put this sucker back on. Here I am talking about the one I have. Let me mute this for. Unmute, sorry about that. Talking all that time with the mic sitting on the desk. So again, transmitter, receiver. Here is the other transmitter I should have had out. And so this is going to go from the receiver into a phone or into your PC. This can become an audio interface. So now we're going to take a look at this new FlexClip Go kit. And again, it has 3 clips in it. This is the one I already bought. And again, here's the magnet. And I have the other clip on. So we'll take this one out of the box. Side has got the logo. That side has got the logo. You got the barcode and information down here. On the back, it tells you about the clips. So you have a mag clip, which I bought before. Then you have the vampire clip. And then you have this 1X cross clip, which is designed to, you can take the lav mic and pop it right into that. So I've never wore one of those, but it looks pretty cool. And then it aims it straight up at your voice. So we'll probably try to use this tonight. We'll see. So again, you're going to destroy these boxes when you open them up. pull it out, and that's all that's in the box. And then you have the clips. Got one clip right here, one clip right there, and I guess the other one's inside, and there's a little seal right here, so we're gonna break that. It's made out of steel. My word. Off camera. Didn't bring a knife with me tonight, so there we go. So we'll pull this clip off. Pull this clip out. This is the one I was talking about. And then we'll pull this clip out. Now what I don't see is the other magnet. So interesting. So it says it comes with a magnet, but mine does not have a magnet on it because my other magnet is not here. I set it on the desk and there isn't a magnet on this clip. So maybe it fell off. I'll have to go through the box. It's not in there. It's not on here. So epic fail because it's unusable without the clip. But anyway, this is the magnet one that would slide right here, like last week. Slides right over like that. There you go. And then the magnet goes on there. So now I have this microphone without a magnet, and my kit didn't come with one, and I paid a small fortune for that. So, and just to be fair to RØDE, it may have fallen off, but I just do not see a magnet anywhere in this box. So, and it says right here that it comes with a magnet, I believe, one mag clip go. FlexClip, let's see, the mag clip go allows you for easy mounting of transparent clothing. Yeah, magnetic surfaces. So maybe it doesn't come with a clip. So I'll have to do research and find out about that, or it doesn't come with the magnet. But then this one is another clip. Still not sure exactly how you use this one. Obviously, this is easy because it's just magnets on, but take this one back off. Actually doesn't want to come off, so I'll show you on this transmitter or receiver. This would slide on like this, and then it's got two pins, safety pins, literally built into it. So that's going to be able to pin directly on top of your shirt. And of course, this will go on one of my mics, but not on the transmitter. Pull that off. Then this one goes on like this. And then this can clip on one side of your shirt, and this clips on the other side. So it would go on like right like this, and then the microphone would be on the top. I don't have it on a transmitter right now. I only have it on a receiver because I can't get this, can't take this off. I keep doing that. So, so there you go. I will try to figure out why it didn't come with a magnet. Maybe I have to order those separate. I have no clue. But, you know, unboxings can go any way they want. And so I will fold all this stuff up. I'm going to keep that just in case I need to have a conversation with them. Again, let's see, does it have a list of what comes in the box? It says 1 mag clip go, which is like I bought already and it had a magnet with it, 1 vampire clip and 1 cross clip. So I would think that would have a magnet on it. So unless my magnet is missing, another one fell down in here. I do not see a magnet when I unboxed it. And I'll watch the video back with you guys later and see if I see a magnet when I unboxed it, but I don't see one. So, okay. So that is the unboxing for tonight. I do have the other adapter coming in the mail. So when I get that, the SC15, I will unbox that, but I've been saving these things and actually unboxing them live. And I'm a little shocked that that did not come with a magnet. I was going to buy another magnet clip, but I thought, why not get the other ways of attaching it? Because I really like these wireless Go 2 microphones. So, okay. So we should be good. That looks a little hot. Check, check. And let me go back in the chat and see if you guys saw the magnet anywhere. Let me turn this off and go back to chat on the air. Let's get on my camera here and turn that off the air. It's my bad. Okay, let's go back to me and the logo here. Sorry, I had my key on the air. Thanks for that, Tim. I appreciate that. We are very ecstatic. Sounds like the wrong mic. That was probably earlier when I had it on the desk. Should be good now. But let me know if it's not. But I don't have the other microphone out of the kit and it's not on. So I know it can't be this one. So yeah, I'm bummed that I only have one magnet, but I'll get over it. So I unboxed the charger. If you buy the Pro version that just came out, it has the charger with it. It's really a great deal. You get two $100 microphones in the kit. So I would highly recommend, if you're building a kit like this, just get the new RØDE Wireless Pro kit. But I've heard so many good things about the Wireless Go 2. I wanted to add it to my kit and build this, and then also I'll eventually get the wireless, the RØDE Wireless Pro kit as well, and we'll talk about that here on the channel. But tonight we are going to focus a little bit about the DJI Mic Kit. And let me open this up. It's got a new locking mechanism, which is great. So it's got two microphones, and I'll show you guys this on the desk here in a minute. But I like the new locking feature. You can see how much battery life it has. So you literally have to unlock it with this, where mine just simply has a magnet and it can flop open. And so that's one of the things that made an improvement. And obviously they changed the look of the box, because now they've gone to more of a metal, and we'll put those side by side here on the desk shortly. Get a sip. Okay. So the way we're going to be able to use the DJI kits, and I've used them before live in the studio, my DJI Mic Kit, is I'm just going to plug the put the transmitter on, listen to it so you guys can hear it, but the receiver is going to plug into this 3.5, and the other end of this goes to 2 1/4 inches, so it's stereo 3.5 to 2 mono 1/4 inches, and they go into channel 3 and 4 on my Rodecaster Pro 2, and I have my SM7B in channel 1, and then I have my Wireless Go, only one transmitter tonight, hooked up into channel number 2. And normally channel number 2 is my condenser microphone that's literally just off camera, and that's a pencil condenser shotgun microphone, and that is a RØDE NT3, and I've had it for many years, but it sounds good. It's a lot brighter than what you're hearing tonight. So you have to like the sound of it. And I usually EQ it when I record with it. So that's what we're going to use. So we're going to plug the DJI original kit receiver in this, and you're going to hear that. You're already hearing the Wireless Go 2 right now. So you have that as reference audio. But I want to set these two kits on the desk here first. And let me just see what else is going on here. Oh, David popped in. So it's good to have you tonight with us, David. And good to have you here, Joe. And we are going to look at these two kits side by side now. And I'm going to take chat off the air. Let's put my Skycam back on. Clean up my mess. Put these clips aside. You want to do a size comparison here, so fix a couple things here. Okay. Okay, so here you have the kit. So this is my new charger, and I have the receiver and one of the transmitters in here. The other one is on, and you're listening to a Wireless Go 2 right now. Then I have my original DJI Mic Kit, and we'll move those into frame. And open this up, it's backwards, and this one's backwards. So show you the front. So here's the front side by side. Again, this has a locking push lever right here. It's spring loaded. And this one just has a magnet and a little notch here to get your fingers in there. And then if we turn them over, they both have a charging port. You cannot access the mics through the charging port. It's for charging only. If you want to update the firmware, you got to plug them in individually. And then this has nothing on the bottom but a little barcode scanner. But this one has a lot more. It's got little rubber feet on the bottom. So it's a little higher end. It's a little bigger and a little nicer. So if we open up this kit, you can see the way these look. And open up this one, see the way they look. And really want to get the camera brighter here. I just have no control of my lights right now. So let's change settings. Let me go to light for camera 1 here. A little better on the table. So they both hook up immediately when you open it up. This one will stay on longer. So when I was taking pictures for tonight's live stream, this one would stay on longer than this one. So that's going to run the battery down a little bit faster. These look a little bit different. So if you look at them side by side here, oops, just hit record and unrecord. So side by side right there, that's what they look like. This one's got kind of a see-through look to it. This one's a little dimmer. The logo's way brighter on the new DJI. This is the new one. This is the old one. This has got kind of ribs like a shotgun microphone has. The windscreen protector goes right in here, but this is also a mic jack. So you can wear a lapel. This one has a lapel mark as well. That's the microphone right there. And the microphone of this one is built in right up here in the front. So we're going to be able to listen to those tonight here momentarily. But that's the difference in the backs. This has got more branding on the magnet. This had no branding on the magnet, but they both come with a magnet. This magnet's thicker than the old magnet, but there they are side by side. USB-C ports and record button on this one on that side. This one has the power button. And then this one right here it's got the link button and the power button. This one has the link button and the record button on that side. So they move things around on them as well. So we'll set those two down. And then you can see there's a remarkable difference between these two devices. And so this clip is on all the time, and it doesn't have any spring load. It can go either direction, but it doesn't fit as tight. Where this one, when you put it on the camera, you have to slide this lightning port off, and you slide this on. And it's not easy, spring loaded. You hold it out like this, and it slides on. Actually, this way. And then this becomes your attachment. It only goes in this direction. You can go both ways, but this one will actually go either direction. So you can have it facing to the side on your shoe, but that's the shoe adapter, and it's built in. And then this one has the same kind of port on the back that this one does, but this just is a cover. You pull it off, where this is the cover when you have it on. So this has one more piece to it, so keep that in mind. They have the same amount of pieces, but this is going to get lost if you're not careful, and that's where these Lightning and USB-C ports plug in. So these are pretty much identical in both kits. Pull that out. So those are the same, and the Lightning ports are the same as well. Pretty much. Little brighter red arrow on these. You can see that, where the old kit has like a white arrow on it to let you know which direction it goes in. Again, those just slide in this port. So if I pull this out, then these would, for if you're going to use a phone that has a USB-C port, then it tells you the arrows match up. So you're going to slide it in like this, and then it makes contact, and now it's ready to plug into your phone. Now when you turn, let's duplicate that. So we'll pull this hot shoe out, that back in the case, and then we'll pull USB-C in, follow the arrow. So there they are, set up for a USB-C based phone. And you can see the differences. This is all touchscreen. This has the same touchscreen, but it also has the dial. So if we turn both these on, put them back in here, let them link up. This one you have to say confirming that you're plugging the Lightning port in. We're not going to need that in a bit, so I'm going to unplug this again. I'm going to plug the cover back in, because this is one of the ones we're going to test here shortly. So you have USB-C port in the back, contacts for the charger right here, and then the cold shoe mount, and then here's the screen. So if I slide this down, I only have the one microphone that's being detected right now out of the case. So it's detecting this microphone, and you can see that. If I put it back in the case, pull them both out, they all connect. If I pull them both out, then you're going to see an audio signal on both of them, and see now you see audio signals on both of those. So there's lots of settings in here. I posted a video below in the links if you want to see a really good video that was done on this, not by me. So if you want to know how each of these different things work, a complete over of the DJI Mic 2 kit, then go to that video tonight. I just want to do an audio test. But the dial is kind of nice because you can select different things with the dial, different microphones. But what you'd normally do to work on the different mics is you would sweep up. So if I sweep up, I get the different transmitters and I can mute them. And if I want the number one, I'm going to swipe on this side. If I want number two, I swipe on that side, and number two and number one change. And then I can actually do a limiter, which actually takes away the background noise. It's not a limiter, but I forget what it's called. But that's built into it as well, and it's off right now. So that's kind of the levels of the transmitter. If I swipe again down, or up right here, I got transmitter one. Right here, I got transmitter two. If I swipe down, then I have receiver settings, transmitter settings, the main settings, and they're all right there. And there's lots more menus built into this, but that is the RØDE mic. And then this one, which is mine, get it to connect here. It's connected. There's the settings. Both of those mics are picking me up. Same thing. Swipe up, receiver one. Swipe up on this side, receiver two. Swipe down, you have all the settings. You can change from mono to stereo. So you have a couple different settings in this one. And then you can go through all the settings in this one. But again, there's more features on the new wireless DJI Mic 2 kit. We're going to get this one out in a little bit. Let's put this back in its case. And let's put this back in its case. Don't want to lose these attachments. Okay, so first thing we're going to do tonight is we're going to plug this puppy in. I've got one transmitter in my hand. I'm going to put that on. We'll put it right below the go because we're going to switch to it here in a minute. And then this, I'm just simply going to plug in the orange one that's letting you know out. Next to it is headphones. I'm going to plug this in. And now I should have a signal inside my device here. Check, 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 check. So I do. So this is now live. So let's mute mic 2. Check. And now you are hearing me in the new DJI Mic Kit 2. So this is the DJI Mic Kit 2 that I'm talking in right now. And again, they're not pointing directly at me, so I'm going to take them off right now and give you an A-B side by side. So I will hold these side by side like this, and then we're going to switch between them. So let's get the levels almost identical. Let me look at the levels on the board here. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Okay, this is the DJI Mic Kit 2. And this is the wireless Go 2. So wireless Go 2 is on now. And DJI Mic 2 microphone is on now. So now because I want to have samples of these, I'm going to hit record in my Rodecaster Pro 2. And I can then record these. I'm also going to hit record on the DJI mic on the side. And I'm going to see if I can't remember how to do record on this one. I believe it's hit that button once. So I should still have audio on the DJI mic. And now I have audio on the RØDE Lav Go 2. So there's a side-by-side comparison of those two microphones. You can tell me what you think. I'm just trying to hold them here evenly. I'm recording on this mic. I'm not sure I'm recording still learning how to use these. I've not recorded on this, but I think I just enabled recording on this. I have to have the transmitter out to see it. I don't think there is a red light that comes on this when I'm recording. I might be wrong, but this one does have a red light. You guys tell me which one you like the best. You're listening to the Wireless Go 2 right now. And now you're listening to the DJI Mic Kit 2. And again, a little bit different looks. Supposed to be higher end, does have 32-bit float recording available in it. It has to be enabled in the transmitter, but there's lots of features that you can do with the buttons on these. So it's just pretty amazing that with just a few buttons on both devices, you have lots of access to different things. Now, one of the things I wanted to say, so I'm going to set the Wireless Go down now because you guys have me on the DJI mic, that this will actually do Bluetooth. So you can Bluetooth to a device. So this would connect to the Rodecaster Pro 2 through Bluetooth. So you can connect that, I'm pretty sure, through the Bluetooth where you would hook up a phone. I haven't tried it yet. We will play with that in the future. Again, I borrowed this kit. I got to give it back on Thursday, so because they're using it on Thursday nights. But so this mic has some features because again, it does Bluetooth. Remember, Bluetooth is not the same as 2.4 gigahertz. So you can go about 200 feet with a lot of these microphones in line of sight. So keep that in mind. These are not made to get out of line of sight. So if you turn your back towards the camera and you have the receiver on the camera, you're probably going to drop some audio. So these are designed to be, this sees the transmitter, sees the receiver, and you can be quite a bit away and get a really good signal. You're going to start losing some signal in busy places like at ball games and things like that, or trade shows. So keep that in mind. This is not what I'd recommend, but really good device. And so you can see the audio levels. So this is receiving the audio. So I'm wireless right now. This is just plugged in directly into the Rodecaster Pro 2. Now I could use a single cable if I only wanted one of these DJI mics to be live, because again, you could turn on the mono settings and then plug it in and regular 3.5 mono cord, go into a 1/4 inch mono end, plug that into single channel in the Rodecaster Pro 2, and you'd have one microphone. They also make this to connect to the new mobile, the little DJI mobile, and I think version 3 is out now. It's got a really cool flip screen, so you can do landscape or portrait video, and pretty cool device, pretty expensive, but pretty cool. It's got a gimbal built into it. And so you can buy a kit that has one of these transmitters, and it can receive directly to that device. I'm pretty sure that's Bluetooth, so keep that in mind. So it's for close proximity. So you could do an interview and be videotaping someone and do a talking head interview with that mobile device. And we'll look at that tonight on the DJI website here shortly. So again, so that is the DJI mic. You guys are getting along. Listen to it. You can go back and watch last week or listen to the unboxing. But I'll just A/B these again right now. Here is the Rode Lav Go 2 microphone, and it is on right now. Again, both of these microphones sound pretty good. I really like the sound of the Rhodes, a little bit better than the DJIs, but I'm going to do some A/Bing tomorrow where I can actually hear the audio files with recordings directly from the device like this is recording right now. But in a second or so, we're going to go in and do some close look at the WAV files. When you record on one of these 32-bit float, what does that WAV file look like? Sorry, I thought I had that covered. Most of my friends know I'm live on Tuesdays, but they forget. So Wireless Go in my hand now. Sorry about that. DJI mic is back on right now. So now you're listening to the DJI Mic Kit 2 transmitter. And so that's what it sounds like on my voice. And if you want to compare that to my SM7B, we'll bring that in. And we'll compare it. So now we're going to switch over to the SMB. So this is my SMB you guys are hearing now. So you can compare that sound that I use every live stream. And again, I've messed with the settings. These are not dry settings tonight on my SM7B. So keep that in mind. I'm just letting you hear the difference. You can tweak it in the Rodecaster Pro, all that stuff. I am going to go in and give you a sample with all of the settings disabled in the Rodecaster, all the effects off here in a second. But this is what my SM7B sounds like normally when I'm live. This is what the Rode Lav Go sounds like normally when I'm live. And I don't have the DJI Mic Kit except for to borrow tonight, but this is what it sounds like live now. So now I'll go into the settings. So all the processing is off on the DJI Mic Kit. So that's what you've been listening to. And I'll go back and look at the other mic. So here is the DJI Mic Kit with no processing on. So no processing on the DJI Mic Kit. And I don't think I had any processing on at all. So I'll let you see what it sounds like with that on. I'm going to go into the Rode, this is the Rode Lav Go with all the processing off. And so I'm going to turn the processing on now on the Rode Lav Go 2. So this is what it sounds like with all the processing on. And then I'll go into the DJI mic right now. Mute that Rode Lav Go 2. And here's no processing on the DJI mic. And I'm going to turn processing on. Go into advanced. Go to big bottom. Turn the Oriole exciter all the way off. So this is close to my normal settings that I use. Might be off just a little bit. But again, you heard it with processing on and processing off. I have processing on now. So this is the DJI mic with processing on. And Rode Lav Go 2 with processing on. And then this is my main SM7B by Shure with processing on. And if you want to hear that with processing off, all the processing is off now of the SM7B, and this is with the processing back on. So now I have processing back on my SM7B. So there's some sound samples. I do want to plug in the DJI mic and compare it to the Go. I'll do a comparison between the old DJI mic and the new DJI mic next in tomorrow's video. I can't plug both those transmitters on at the same time, so I'm not going to do that live. But I'm going to plug in. So we'll unplug this one. I should still be on my SM7B. We're going to put this back. DJI mic back. Recording should go off. And I'll get that recording later. And now we're going to open up my old kit. It connected. We're going to plug it in to the out. I should be getting audio. I am little low. So let me just double check that audio level here. Testing 1, 2. Go into the settings and boost these gains here. Just setting these back to 0. You actually just slide your finger across the little LCD screen to go volume right and left. So it's crazy. So let's just look at the audio levels now. Test, 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 test. It's a little better. So we'll go ahead and cut to that. Test, 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 test. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Check, check, check. So this is now my wireless Go mic, or my DJI microphone's on right now. This is the old version. And here is the wireless Go in my hand. So I'll hold them right here side by side. Wireless Go microphone. And again, the effects are on both of them. So we got the wireless Go right now, and I'll cut that. And now we have the older DJI Mic Kit 1 microphone. And the levels aren't quite as high. I'm boosting them just a little to try to get them up there. So there's a good match, but I put it a little closer to me than the wireless Go. So they're behind each other. So about the same distance from my voice. And so we will tap on that. We will disable all the audio effects. So here is the DJI mic without any audio effects. And I'll talk on that for a few minutes. No audio effects on the DJI mic. Let's look at my screen. Yep, that's still the DJI microphone. Pull it a little closer to my voice so you guys can hear that. No effects on it. And now this is the wireless Go microphone with no effects on it. So it's a little further from my voice, about 1.5 inches. And the levels look pretty close to each other. So there you go. There's an example without any effects on those two mics. Processing is back on now on the wireless Go 2. So this is what it sounds like with processing. We'll mute that. This is the DJI mic, again, without any processing. And now the processing is on, and I've got the gain cranked just a little bit more. So there you go. There's some side-by-side of those microphones. Again, I don't have a way to hook up two receivers right now. I'll have to do that in studio tomorrow. So, so we can do a comparison of the old version of the wireless lav from DJI to the new wireless lav from DJI. So there's the transmitter receiving right there. You can see from this microphone, I'm on my SM7B right now. Check. No, I'm on the DJI mic right now. So now I'm back on my SM7B, and it's got effects on. So that's really what I wanted to do tonight as far as those microphones. Let's get back into the chat here and see if you guys have any questions or comments. Put that back on the air. I see lots of chatter going on in the chat. So let me just put this on the air. Good to have you, Hank, in the live tonight. Why do I not have chat on the air here? It's good to have Hank here tonight. Better late than never. Put that back up there again. Okay, what is going on here? There we go. So Hank knows all about broadcasting, working in the old days of TV and television, and lots of wisdom. So if you ever get a chance to chat with him or join us in a quarterly Zoom gathering, I love hearing some of the stories that Hank can tell us about TV back in, well, a few years back, Hank will say. Yeah, there's probably some background noise in the ATEM. And again, that's the sad thing about the ATEM preamps, David. So that's why I'm going to be doing a real legit audio test with the Rodecaster Pro tomorrow with no effects on those microphones and upload those to my channel. But it's still fun to unbox these things and compare while we're live, because if I was using them in a live setting, I would probably be able to put my headphones on and make some adjustments. But when you're changing microphones all the time and you don't use those on a regular basis, I don't own this kit. I only borrowed it. But I wanted you guys to kind of hear how it sounds in comparison to having a Shure SM7B and having a DJI mic, which I've used in the studio before. Now I'm using the Wireless Go as my wireless microphone. So I'm going to actually put that back on so I can switch to it. And I'm going to put the DJI mics back in the kit. And they're put away. So nothing hooked up to the Rodecaster Pro now except for my Wireless Go. And now I'm back on the Wireless Go microphone, which lets me be hands-free, and I can push this out of the way. So again, there's probably a little bit of noise in the background. I've changed positions a couple times. You want to get this microphone up. And that's why I think this clip would be pretty nice, is that once you get it on, let's see, I don't have the other one hooked up, but I'm going to pull it out here. Once you get this on here, and I have the magnet on here now, and again, if you just tuned in, I opened up the clip kit tonight, and my magnet attachment didn't have the magnet of all things. So, but this has 3 clips in it, and one of them is this clip that's designed to go on your shirt area here. And so if I can get this regular magnet clip off of here, it doesn't want to come off. Yeah, so I'm not going to get this off during live. But it's nice because once you have the metal piece on, the magnet hooks on there, I'll have to order some more magnets. So this clip is nice because you'll be able to just slide the clip right on here and slide it off again. Similar to how you'd use the wireless handheld little handle that you can make it into with a foam cover. You can make a Rode Lav mic or even a DJI mic. There's companies that make them so you can put a Wireless Go microphone in them or a DJI mic in them. And so then you have a little windscreen that goes on top of it. It looks like you have a handheld microphone. So it can turn one of these or one of these into a handheld interview mic, which is really cool. I have a client that just purchased that. So they have the DJI Mobile with a little, with one of these transmitters, and now they can use that as a mobile interview. So they could be using the gimbal, recording at 4K, and then have a handheld interview microphone. That's what they're going to be doing Thursday in New York City. That's going to be really cool to hear how that goes, and then edit it down later for a video to be uploaded on their channel. So, okay. So there's a delay happening. Talking there is a delay before effects, EQ kick in. So you hear the artifacts for a split moment. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. So anytime you're turning things on and off like that live, you might get some artifacts because it's like almost powering up a compressor. You normally aren't going to change that live unless I'm doing a consult and helping people figure out how to use a Rodecaster Pro. That's why I have my Sky cameras. And if you do want to take advantage of a free consult and you haven't yet, I might be able to help you with a free hour or just get more acquainted with you. I like to use those free consults, and it's on Zoom for people on the channel or that listen to these videos later that get stuck and they're trying to learn how to use a Rodecaster Pro, podcast, use their ATEMs, maybe figure out some things in the control software, or maybe talk to me about a ongoing consulting relationship, but that's available as well. And I will be turning those effects on and off in a consult, but rarely live. But that's a good point. Thanks for that, David. Could be from the wireless microphone. Rode sounds brighter to me. Okay. And I like the sound of the Rode as well, Tony. Rode, for me, sounds good. That's David. DJI seems a bit better for me. Hank likes the DJI. Again, we listened to two different DJI mics, the older DJI microphone from the first kit and the new DJI microphone from the second kit and the Wireless Go. So we've been listening to three wireless mics here tonight, plus the SM7B. So really four different microphones. And I believe that there's some improvement in the new DJI mic. I like the Bluetooth feature. I think that's pretty cool. I've heard pros and cons for both the new Pro kit from Rode, the Wireless Go 2 kit that I have, and I've heard pros and cons about the new DJI Mic Kit 2. The older DJI Mic Kit I've had, there's always someone out there that will like one or the other, but I wanted you guys to be able to decide on your own. I prefer the sound of the Rode as well. That's Tony. Good to have you, Tim Morrow. I don't think I said hi to you. General comment from my clients is that the audio from the Rode Wireless is much better. Well, cool. So there's another shout out for the Rode Wireless. And again, you have three different, you have the Mi, you have the Wireless Go. Actually, you have the Mi, the Wireless Go, the Wireless Go 2, and the new Rode Wireless Pro Kit. And the Rode Wireless Pro Kit and the new DJI Kit 2 all have 32-bit float, and that's what we're going to look at here in just a minute. DJI sounds good in its own way, but it has a slight muddier tone. Yeah, and that may be the EQ, David. We'll see. The Rode did sound good, did not sound good. Okay, well, there's Tony's thoughts. The Rode has a slight weird compression at the start of speech. Okay, good to know. Or is that something from the stream? Who knows, man? Could be birds outside. No, I hear it, David. It's only when he starts speaking on the Rode. Interesting. The Rode Lav Go 2 has a slight compression when I start talking, huh? Jay says, I don't care. I do care. Right after the pause. What if you connect your Rodecaster to a camera and then use the camera audio as the main in the ATEM, bypassing the preamps? Yeah, well, yeah, you could use my main camera as an embedding device, right? That gets the audio in. And if you leave that channel on all the time, that is a solution. That's a good idea, David. I hadn't really thought about that before. So basically, you come out 1/4 inch right and left to 3.5. Same adapter I'm using now. This would plug, now this is going into channel 3 and 4. You wouldn't want to do that, put it in your camera. But you come out of the Rodecaster Pro right and left into a camera. That would then embed the audio into this camera with no lip sync problem. But I would have a lip sync problem when I get to these other two cameras. And I have two other cameras here. Oops, this one timed out, making me look bad. Still can't figure out why my Canon 5D Mark IV is timing out. But I have that camera angle. And then I have what I call the Tony QuickTech Solutions camera angle. And tonight I've been spending most of my time right here in my traditional camera because I just like it. But again, this is kind of a cool view because you can see my desk, and I do all of my consulting now from this angle because I want them to see my desk. But seeing my desk in my live streams isn't necessary. It's cool, but not necessary. So again, I love the host of cables, 1/4 inch mono on one end. So right and left, then it comes down to a 3.5 jack stereo. That's what you'd have to use to go from the Rodecaster Pro into your camera. If you're only using one camera, that would be a great way of doing it. But remember, not all the camera preamps sound that great either. So the best way to embed audio is get an audio embedder. So you plug your HDMI in and your Rodecaster Pro in. It comes out with audio and HDMI out the other side, or SDI, whatever you're using. And that's the best way to go. But again, you want to have one of those that has some lip or audio delay built into them so you can get the lips lined up, because it just depends on the quality of the cable, the camera you're using, the jack in the camera that sends out the HDMI signal. Audio obviously moves faster than video, so you can have syncing problems. And so I'm using the ATEM audio delay in order to sync up. But if I wasn't bringing audio into mic 1 or mic 2 of my ATEM, then I'd have to be able to sync my lips another way. And so in the Rodecaster Pro actually has audio delay built into it, but that's more for speakers and situations, but you could use that. I just haven't played with that in a live stream in a while. Audio coming in via HDMI, correct. So you'd feed the camera, the audio would go into the camera, and the video would be coming from the camera, and that would then go into your ATEM through a channel. And then what that would look like, just so everybody knows, so we might as well cover this so you understand I know what we're talking about here. So if it was my camera 2, it comes in right here. I have the audio off. So we'd be bringing audio in this channel instead of mic 1. And that's how you get audio. And you can see there's no delays built in here. There's effects. I have equalizer. And I have the effects, expander gate, compressor limiter. But I do not have, like I have over here, delay available. So I have 5 frames of delay going on right now to get my lips in sync. So my video signal, my Rodecaster Pro, and it seems to work on all camera angles because I'm using all Canon cameras. And so I'm getting about the same amount of video delay to my ATEM. And so I have to use a little bit of delay on the audio to get them there at the same time. And if I was to turn this off right now, this is where my lips are. So this is how much delay there is when there is no delay. And actually it's 4 frames of delay, and here's what it's like when I put it back on. So I have it turned back on now. And you have delay built into both mic input number 1, mic input number 2. But again, I do not like the preamps. I do not like the delay, not the delay, but I do not like the digital conversion and the preamps going on inside of the ATEMs at all. The Pro, the Extremes, those are the ones I've owned, and I do not like the preamps in there. My Rodecaster Pro has plenty of gain coming out of it, but as soon as it hits the ATEM, obviously we're taking 1/4 inch right and left, bringing it through a host of cable into a 3.5 stereo jack into the into the ATEM Mini from the Rodecaster Pro, and I lose 6 dB of gain when I get in there, it seems like, or 4 to 6 dB of gain I lose when I get into the ATEM. And again, that's true with every interface, whatever preamps it has, whatever digital conversions going on inside those devices, it's going to affect the audio you're putting into it. If it's a microphone or if it's a guitar signal, you have to keep that in mind. When I had my recording studio, that all those gain stages had to be the same quality of stuff. So if it was analog, it had to be super good quality. If I was going to convert it to digital, it had to be high quality digital conversion. So it wasn't, I didn't lose the quality of a Neumann $3,000-$4,000 microphone because I had inexpensive preamps or not very good analog gear, and I was using a recorder that wasn't high quality. Now, some of these new devices that are coming out record at 96 kilohertz. Now, that's something that a lot of people in my recording days, we didn't record at 96 kilohertz because it would limit how many channels you would have. But some high quality professional studios only recorded in 96 kilohertz. Some of these devices now can record at 96 kilohertz. So, okay, let's, I'm going to dive into this next part. So let me bring this back over. I need to go into save this. Open recent. We're going to look at the 32-bit float files recorded in this new DJI Wireless Kit 2 because it does 32-bit float recording. It's only going to affect your signal if you're recording, right? That's what 32-bit float, it's basically the ability to record more resolution. And we're going to look at these files right now. So here's me and my laptop, and I have 2 files recorded right here. that were recorded on one of these two DJI Mic Kit 2 transmitters. They can record 32-bit float inside them. And so I held it up to my face, talked into it once with 24-bit recording and 32-bit float off, and then again with 32-bit on. Purposely tried to get it to go above 0 and peak the audio to see really what it looks like and can you restore it. So let's right-click on this file and look at properties. What is going on here? There's properties. So this was recorded, the source was 24-bit, and the recording 32-bit float was in mono, but it did not record 30-bit float. Compare that folder with this one. And this one you can see 30-bit float was recorded and sent. So this is the 32-bit file right here, and it says 32-bit. I changed it to that. I'll let you guys zoom in closer to that. So again, this is the 32-bit file right here. So, and this is the 24-bit. I'll show you that one more time. Properties, 24-bit right here. Right click on this one, and you have 32-bit float right here in the recording. So we're going to drag those on the timeline. So that one first, and we'll put the 32-bit float next to it. And you can see I peaked that for sure. It peaked. Now you can, this is all really you can see. I mean, I can expand this a little bit and let you see, but the real power is when you use Adobe Audition. So again, this first one is 24-bit. The second one is 32-bit float. So we're gonna right click on this first one, and I'm gonna open up this file in Adobe Audition. We'll go up here and edit clip in Adobe Audition, and it's going to open up the Adobe Audition program that I've been using for years. Great audio program. I export all my podcast audio from here after I make the video file. So you can see it's peaked. So I could come in and turn this down right now. This is the 24-bit file, but you can still see it's all cut off. So let's look at this up close and see what it looks like. So I'm going to hit Q, or equals, and equals is going to let me come all the way up closer to this file. And you can see how these are all, everywhere it peaked, they're just capped off. Like they're just cut off. It's like, and that's really, I like to explain audio to people that when it peaks, it's almost like, because it's, digital peaking sounds horrible. Analog peaking sounds great. It's what makes electric guitar sound amazing. But in the digital realm, you get above 0, it sounds really bad. But 32-bit float recording gives you the ability to pull it back from that height and bring it back into line. And I brought this down, but it doesn't really fix the recording at 24-bit. And you can see because all of these frequencies are shaved off. Now I've zoomed all the way in to let you see this. So that's just kind of a peek at it. Then we're going to exit this, and it's going to make a file automatically in my timeline. I'm going to click no, but it's going to add this file. And now we're going to go over here to the 32-bit, right click on it, edit in Adobe Audition. And I'm just really making the case for 32-bit float, how it can take the same loudness of audio and what it's doing, because it's so much more data, you can still peak it. But again, I'll pull this down. All I'm doing is just pulling the overall volume down, not changing the wave files at all. And then let's go into the highest peak right here. And then I'll equals in really tight on this little one. Ta-da. Look at that. So these are the highest peaks, but you still have what looks like a regular wave file. When you zoom in, and I haven't seen, at least on the internet, on YouTube, I haven't seen anybody do this. So now if I get too much of the microphone, I'm still gonna get the pops, I'm still gonna get the plosives, breaths of air in it. So if you're really gonna do a test like I'm gonna do tomorrow, I'm gonna have the dead cats or the wind filters on there. So when I yell really loud and get close to the microphone, I'm not getting any clicks or anything from my mouth because I'm creating those clicks or those S's, and it causes it to peak. But with 32-bit float, you really have a better quality file, and that's why people are ranting and raving about 32-bit. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't completely blow out that recording, but there's just a lot more ability to recover it, and it's going to sound a lot better. And again, we have zoomed in very, very, very close to this. This is what it would normally look like, probably more like this, and you see there's more detail in Adobe Audition. That's why I like it. But I love the fact that I can go all the way in here and look at these WAV files. And if you keep going in, look at this, you have little nodes. So pretty incredible. The software that is Adobe Audition, which was a separate program years ago that Adobe purchased, I think, if I remember right. And now they're keeping it up to date. For a number of years before they had their online subscription, they didn't keep it up to date. But so again, this is just horrible recording. What I was saying is testing the mic, testing the mic, testing the mic, testing the mic. And I don't want to play that live, but I was purposely watching the receivers to where I peaked. So I literally had the receivers on in my hand and making sure that it went into the red, and I clipped the audio, which is the technical term for this. But the cool thing about that with Adobe Audition, I was able to go all the way in. Part of the reason why I borrowed the kit, I've never had something that I could do research on in my studio for 32-bit float, and now I do because I borrowed this kit from my good friend. And so gonna do some more testing on this tomorrow. I'm gonna include looking at the WAV files in my video tomorrow. And I have other videos I'm working on. I just have had, every time I set aside time to do some editing and some shooting, it seems like something comes up, and I've been very busy in my consulting business as well. And then obviously I'm semi-retired, so I'd like to have a couple extra days a week to actually rest, but I'm notoriously someone who works 6 days a week normally, sometimes 7. So, okay, so let's do this. Let's go back into chat on the air. Yeah, I'm not going to try to test that tonight because I'm going from my Rodecaster Pro to Tonight David into my ATEM, and I'm live. So I don't want to be pulling out a 3.5 jack because I'm using my right and left out of my Rodecaster Pro 2. But that's something I can test, run it through the camera, and see if that's a possibility. I do have a second Rodecaster Pro 2, but it's not in here tonight. But that would be the way I would normally test it. So not to say that I'm afraid to do that. I just, I'd have to leave the room and go find it. I have all my gear stacked in a closet, and that's where my extra Rodecaster Pro 2 is at. I use it for remote shooting or remote podcasting, and I like to have the quality of the Rodecaster Pro 2. I have an old Rodecaster Pro as well. Probably going to get ready to sell that pretty soon or donate it. We'll see. So I feel like you lose at least 15 dB based on me having to use 100% volume. Yeah, it could be. I definitely am looking for Rodecaster, for the Blackmagic design to fix this problem. I think it's ridiculous, my real opinion. But so it'd be nice if they would get better preamps. But I understand, and I mentioned this earlier, I'm gonna talk about it tonight. When I got my first ATEM, which was the ATEM Mini Pro, I didn't find out about the ATEM Mini. So by the time I was jumping in to start trying to live stream, I was using a Elgato Cam Link, and I keep it in my drawer because I show it to people all the time. But this will take a camera HDMI into your computer, if it's fast enough, and convert it to your computer, and you can stream 4K if you have a 4K camera through one of these, but that's one camera in. This is a solution for a lot of people. These got to be about $170 during COVID. Before that, they were like 110. I think you can buy these in the $80, $90 range now. But again, that's how I started. Then when I did my research, the A10 Mini Pro came out. But when you went to go live stream in the menu, and I can show this to you guys tonight, I will go into my A10 Mini Pro now. So let's change devices here real quick. I'll connect to my A10 Mini Pro, which is hooked up tonight. And I'll bring it on the air. So when you would go in here to go live stream under output, and you clicked on locations, where is that? Don't use that key anymore anyway. Yeah, right here. Yeah, YouTube and Facebook, that's it. So, and I don't use my A10 Mini to stream live anymore. If I do, I stream directly to my streaming bridge from another room in the house. So this is kind of my remote tool. But I have that software up now, and there was only 2 locations. The reason I believe that there was only 2 locations is that they're really going after Facebook and YouTube, people like me that wanted to stream on Facebook and YouTube, and they're looking for a way to get into that market. And then people would go into the XML file, and John Barker taught people how to do that. And you could go in there and add other locations in the XML file, but it wasn't built in, baked in right from Blackmagic Design. So that was the only choices. Now look, you have Facebook, Microsoft Teams, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, Restream.io, Vimeo, Boxcar, Boxcast, Caster, Africa TV, Bill, Do You, Weibo, Custom URL H264. Then you can do my A10 streaming bridge, so I can actually stream to my streaming bridge. So lots of locations now. So everything has changed. I don't think they planned on having a device with high-end preamps in it. I think they were just trying to give you a decent device and let people stream. Then people wanted more channels, and people wanted more of this, more outputs. And I don't think they ever really went back in and addressed the audio issues until the newer devices that they're releasing now. I think Blackmagic Design needs to go back. There's a lot of money that they made, a lot of resources that they received from all over the world because they came out with the A10 Mini lineup. And I think they're absolutely out of their tree if they leave that market. And I think if they could go back and just make the preamps a little bit better, we would see such a better tool. It'd be easier for me to recommend. I have to walk my clients through how to set it up to stream from the Rodecaster Pro into an ATEM. Got to go into the control software. I got to take them on this little journey into the audio settings, and I got to tell them how they can go in and boost their gain through their EQ right here. They can also use the gain here. If they start boosting gain, it's so noisy, then they're going to have to come in here and use the gate and begin to get rid of some of that noise. And it's just a very noisy and low gain preamp, but that's not the first time. Even the SM7B had gain issues. So if you had a Rodecaster Pro version 1, you had to have a cloud lifter or some device to boost the gain. So you turn phantom power on, that goes to the cloud lifter, that boosts the gain in the cloud lifter, and then sends a signal on to the SM7B, which is not a condenser microphone. So those lifters, gain boosters, use phantom power. That's where they get their power, and you just put them in line, send phantom power to it. It adds the boost to the signal and sends it out. Then you could get good audio from the SM7B. But when the Rodecaster Pro 2 came out, they boosted the gain in it. So there's plenty of gain now to run this microphone without a cloud lifter. So I spent, what, $150 on a cloud lifter, and now it's in my drawer because I don't need it for the Rodecaster Pro 2. And I have plenty of gain in my new Studio Live 32SC console from PreSonus as well. So haven't had to use the cloud lifter, but it's something good to have in my bag if I'm ever in a situation where someone hands me a microphone and it's having an audio gain issue, then I'll put that cloud lifter in the line and shoot some phantom power at that cloud lifter, and then I'll have all the gain that I could ever want. Maybe. That might be being a little bit facetious. So, okay, so let me go back in and connect to the right ATEM here. And like some of you know, I have 3 ATEMs in my studio. So a little bit overkill. So that's the show for tonight, guys. That's the live stream. If you have any final questions, I would love to answer those. My idea is tomorrow to really wrap my head around what I like the best. So I'm going to be having my headphones on, using my studio speakers to listen to the recorded audio, the live audio, take all the effects out of the Rodecaster Pro, put my headphones on, and really listen to the microphones. That's how I'd make a decision back in my recording studio, what microphone I was going to use on an artist. Is I'd put that microphone on the stand, have them sing a few bars, dry, give them a little reverb in their ear, in their headphones, but not recording the reverb. And I'd listen to those microphones, then we would choose a microphone. And then every time that artist would come in my studio, pretty much that was the microphone I used on them. And so I had a lot of different microphones in my studio that you could use. You could even use this microphone, famously is on the Thriller album with Michael Jackson. So you could use a SM7B, you could use a Neumann U87, you could use all of the Electro Voice, all of these microphones that are out there, Sony, that have been around forever. Even Rode has some studio microphones. I had Audio-Technica 4047, Audio-Technica 4040. I still have a Phantom-powered battery, as well as, battery Rode microphone in my kit that sounds great on guitar. It's a little bright, but it sounds really good on guitar. And you put another microphone, you put that on the neck and another microphone closer to the bowl, more in the soundboard. And it sounds amazing when you put those 2 microphones together. So microphones and audio isn't something I've spent a lot of time on my channel talking about, but audio is important. If you're talking about the audio, then there's a problem with it. Hopefully people are not talking about most of the audio here on my channel, but I can't help that when I go live, I'm using an ATEM. So finding a way around that and audio embedding is definitely something that I want to look into. Good to have you, Eric. I agree. Blackmagic Design could tweak the audio preamps. So thank you for shouting in on that. Okay. So sounds to me like the conversations are over. We're about a month away from our Zoom gathering. So if you're watching this video and you'd like to join us, first step would be live. Come in and join us on the live stream and subscribing to the channel if you want to chat. And then I will be announcing when that Zoom gathering is going to be. And we usually have a little shorter live stream that night. And then everybody that wants to can jump on a Zoom call with me. It's not broadcasted. It's not recorded. It's just a Zoom conversation. And we get a chance to meet each other rather than you just seeing my face. You get to see each other, get to ask each other questions. I just moderate it. And you can come with your favorite tech. You can give us a tour of your studio if you have one, or you could just ask questions of other people that you've always wanted to ask questions of, because it's very intelligent people that join here on the live stream and listen to these videos later. So anytime I can help facilitate getting us all together in the same Zoom room, it's quite interesting. And I get to know you better and you get to know me better. So. And then I bring some personal items to that event that I don't normally have here on the live stream. So, okay, so that's it for me tonight. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this live stream. I hope you enjoyed that 32-bit float zoom in to what those wave files look like. 32-bit float really does do some amazing things in the background in a wave file. And obviously waves are the high resolution files. Then we burn them down to other type codecs like MP3. But the real files that you want to listen to in your headphones are wave files. And I will save the files that I get tomorrow, and I am going to put them in a Google Drive folder. And so if you'd like to have access to those wave files, the 32-bit float wave recording, a 24-bit wave recording from the DJI kit, that's going to be available after I upload that video. And so people can reach out to me through my contact page on my website, ask to see those videos, and I'll invite you to that folder. And you can download those files and listen to them yourself, and it would be quite interesting. So and they'll all be dry with no effects, no EQ, just directly right from the device. And you'll get a wireless Go 2 recording. You'll get a DJI version 1 recording. You're going to get a DJI version 2 recording, and then a DJI version 2 with 32-bit float enabled. And you guys can play with those and listen to them as well. So look out for that video. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'll see you guys again next Tuesday. I'm still doing some research to see if we missed anything from NAB 2024, but that wrapped last week, and there's lots of videos out there. I shared some of the coolest things that I saw last week. There might be one other thing we might talk about next week as we have time that I saw, and some of those things might end up here in my kit. We'll see. I seem to find a way to get those things. So again, in the description below, there's a video breaking down one of the YouTubers I really like breaking down the DJI Mic Kit 2. So watch that video. It's promoting his channel, and I'm perfectly fine with that. There's links below from Amazon. I'm an associate, so if you use those links, I appreciate it. If you decide to purchase any of those things, hopefully if you buy the clip for your wireless Go 2, you'll get a magnet. But those links are below in the description, so I do get some kickback for that, but you pay the same. So thank you so much for using those links. And again, no cost to use that video link down below, and really no cost to support the channel by using those Amazon associate links. Again, I also have a link below if you'd like to sign up for a free consult. So you just click on that link. It'll take you to my website contact page. Just put looking for a free consult and why in the description, and we'll book some time, and I'll have a Zoom with you if you've not used that free 1 hour before. And if you'd like to know more about my consulting program, you can ask when you have that free consult. So anyway, that's it for tonight. Thank you guys. I'm going to go eat some dinner, catch up with the wife, catch up with the family, pet the dog, and we'll see you in the next video.